Syria lies on the eastern shore of the Mediterranean Sea.
في مكاسب ما في مكاسب يلا شباب يلا لا نحكي الحرب
The Syrian civil war has been going on since March 2011 between the Syrian government, the rebels, and ISIS. Syria has been fought over by foreign empires such as the Egyptian, Assyrian, Persian, Roman, Turk, British, and French empires. With all the foreign involvement, this conflict is now considered a proxy war. A proxy war is a war instigated by a major power that does not itself become involved. March 1965, the United States commences Operation Rolling Thunder and Operation Arclight, officially including the U.S. in the Vietnam conflict. These missions failed to yield an expected quick victory. Therefore, in December of the same year, nearly 200,000 ground troops had been deployed to South Vietnam. Even more were to follow them. 20 years, over 1 million lives, and over $770 billion later, the United States finally stages its exit, without achieving its primary objective, to seize the initiative, and to destroy guerrilla and organized enemy forces. On September 22, the Pentagon confirmed that the United States and other partner nations had undertaken strikes in Syria using fighters, bombers, and Tomahawk missiles, in strikes authorized by President Obama. While Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel has estimated that an operation would cost tens of millions of dollars, the price tag could be much higher. The United States alone has launched over 70 airstrikes targeting ISIS positions, including flights of jets and conventional missile launches.
I just don't think American exceptionalism should extend to helping al-Qaeda with our military. And look,
when it comes to public opinion on American-led intervention in Syria, it is very split. While a majority of the general public is against any sort of military action, our politicians are still attempting to persuade the citizens that it is an act of humanitarianism to aid them.
But as John McCain discovered today in Phoenix, people who turn out for town hall meetings are passionately against it.
And do it by diplomacy and negotiation, not bombs, Senator McCain. Enough is enough. We do not want another engagement in the Middle East.
I would much rather use our taxpayers' money to take care of our vets that are coming home from the two conflicts we've already been in.
I don't think I need to be lectured to about veterans.
Tell me what happens if we just do nothing in Syria, and why is Syria so important for us to know about?
Well, Syria is vitally important just because of where it's based. It's right next to Turkey, to Israel, to Lebanon, to Iraq, and therefore it's a vitally important country. Now, it being a vitally important country regionally doesn't mean it becomes of strategic interest for the US to get involved. as you correctly say, it would be the fourth war, quote-unquote, with a Muslim country. And as things stand in Pakistan, as things stand in Libya, in Yemen, in Saudi Arabia, and even in Iraq, I don't think, and not to forget Afghanistan, I don't think it's wise for the United States to be heading into another war or to be involved in any significant way in a country that's closer, say, to France or to Italy. So the Italians withdrawing their ambassador yesterday was a good sign. And I think it's more for the Europeans to take a lead rather than for America to be taking a lead.
What I understand, Israeli intelligence, Doctors Without Borders, and U.S. intelligence now all say that Assad has a cache of these weapons.
This is an ABC News digital special report. The United States is officially entering the war in Syria, committing to help armed rebel groups fighting the Assad government. Washington says it does have evidence the Syrian troops used chemical weapons on the rebels.
What's changed is that the United States has determined who used the chemical weapons and with what purpose, tying them to the regime against the rebels. But they wanted to be extra sure. The shadow of previous wars on faulty intelligence hanging large over this White House. They wanted to be very, very sure about who used the weapons and with what intent.
It does seem that some kind of substance was used that killed a lot of people. Hundreds, definitely more than 100. Some people say 300, some people say 600, maybe 1,000, maybe more than 1,000 people. This is, of course, unacceptable. This is outrageous. This confirms how dangerous the situation in Syria is and how important for the Syrians and the international community to really develop the political will to address this issue seriously and look for a solution for it.
We believe that to intervene in Syria is a mistake. It just causes further problems in their country. No one benefits from the situation, and it is not the job of the United States to police the world. Looking at past situations where the United States got involved where they shouldn't have, the outcome rarely yielded success. In the end, more lives are lost, more families are destroyed, and more money wasted. No one benefited from it then, and they never will, because usually the reason the US is getting involved is a selfish one.